I know you guys have been seeking I watched a lot of your previous shows, and I'm a huge fan, by the way. I was actually an anti-theist. I was actually just completely against the notion of God and just never really believed in God my whole life until I realized that there is a proof for intelligent design and that we're an intelligently designed system. So I guess I'll just get right to it. So we are not on a spinning ball, spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, going around.
You're saying we're not on it?
No, we are not on a ball.
Are we on anything that's like kind of spherical?
Right.
Okay.
We're on a flat, motionless.
Oh, this is flat Earth.
Yes.
First, let me just confirm. So you're pitching this as a serious call?
Yeah, no, that's serious. I know it's hard to believe that there's people like us, but there's
no. Believe me, we're aware. I mean, we're aware that flat earthers exist.
Yeah, I'm curious how that's related to intelligent design. I'm interested in your thought process there.
Yeah, so if we're on a flat, motionless plane, right, that throws out gravity because gravity is what makes planets round. If you throw out gravity, the entire Big Bang heliocentric model is completely destroyed.
Can we throw out gravity, though?
Well, no, what he's saying is that if the Earth is flat, then the gravity model would be conflicted with that, because gravity is what pulls, it to make it more round. And I guess the problem that we're going to have with this is that it's not really established that the Earth is flat. So I'm going to have difficulty moving beyond that question, because the whole thing seems to stem.
The horizon is flat. What I'm saying is that, like, if you use your senses, right, you don't feel anything spinning, and you don't see the curve of the Earth at any altitude. And then
you can see the curve of the Earth at certain altitudes, though.
Yeah, I was on a plane to get here, and I saw it.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not being smart. I really, I travel a lot and I fly a lot, and I can see the curvature when I fly.
Okay, so 35,000 feet, you can see it, right? That's what you're saying?
Generally speaking, I mean, if the cloud level is low and I can see the horizon, I can see a slight curve to it. Yeah.
Okay, so Neil deGrasse Tyson says that you can't see it at that altitude. So
this really doesn't matter. We have satellites orbiting. Wait, I'm really not prepared to have this conversation, because right now what we've got is, I mean, you cannot deny that this is considered to be an extremely fringe view in light of fields of study that span many aspects of science, right? So this is not just
well, you could
NASA.
You could tell that to Galileo, and you could let him know how he feels about that. When people told him like how he thought that the Earth was rounded, and he was on the fringe and everything, right? So that's
and believe me, if it turns out that one day this is consensus, I will say, dang, I have to eat my hat. They found some reason to reject volumes of evidence in many fields of science in order to. People fly, we can circumnavigate the globe, and we have satellites orbiting. All of our science that has to do with space is based on our knowledge of physics, which you are saying is just completely and utterly wrong. Gravity doesn't exist, and yet gravity is factored into all these things that we do.
Well, yeah. It's a very complex topic, but
it is a complex topic, and I'm not convinced that you're correct, and your arguments are not going to convince me that you're correct, because the correct people to convince. I know that because you have a belief. No, this is not about a belief. This is about a scientific consensus, right? That I am not involved in. I'm saying that if you would like to change my mind, you will have to go to the relevant scientific fields and change their mind. Show them your evidence, show them your reasoning, and convince them why they're wrong. And then when that can happen, I will say, wow, you have convinced the people who are best educated in this field, who have access to the best evidence, and Victor in Brooklyn talked to them, presented whatever his ideas were, and convinced them to reconsider this idea of a round or spherical Earth. And when that occurs, I'm not the person to convince, right? I'm not the person that dictates the shape of the Earth to science textbooks and curricula. You need to talk to those people, because until
we're just debating.
There's no debate here.
I'm not answering.
There's not a debate. Yeah. I'm saying that I am willing to go with the consensus of science because it's based on the prevailing evidence, and the best, most educated minds in the fields involved are saying that they accept that model. I'm simply saying that if you want to see change in that model, if you want to have a debate about the model, talk to the people who are promoting that model, right? Because to me, that model whatever model they throw out is got nothing to do with a God. And so when you can, if you really have problems with that model, go talk to the people that are in charge of supporting and making that the prevailing model.
Well, and I think the important thing to keep in mind is that not only do you have to demonstrate that what your belief is true, you also have to demonstrate why everything that we know that's based on that foundational knowledge of the Earth being round, why does all of the stuff we do that assumes that works so well, even with that being wrong? Like, you're so far away from...
If I can
get
a chance to talk. Okay, so what you're saying is, when you tell somebody that the Earth is round and that it's spinning, you're telling me something that's going against my senses, right? That's why the people in the past believed that the Earth was flat, because they go outside and they see that it's flat and they don't feel anything spinning, so they just thought that the Earth was flat. So if you're going to tell me that it's round and it's spinning, you need to prove that to me with evidence, with empirical
and that's been done pretty conclusively.
Yeah, you can open any Earth science book for a 6th grade classroom, and there it is. And what I'm saying,
a picture of the Earth?
No, not a picture of the Earth, but the explanations for it. And what I'm saying is, if you really take issue with scientific models of the shape of the Earth, can I ask you how many times you've reached out to, for example, the people who work on this model and ask them to review your thoughts?
Well, I was just on a previous atheist call-in show.
I'm not talking about atheists. I'm talking about the people who have produced this model.
Geologists.
Yeah.
Well, there was an aerospace engineer on the show, and she said that it was orbital mechanics. Well, if you're going to use that, then I could say, triangular mechanics.
Okay, but wait a minute. You're still talking about the Atheist Show. And yes, I respect that Jen has a degree in aerospace engineering. I believe that's what her degree is in. But what I'm saying is there are universities with departments that you can contact and you can talk to them about this. And I'm asking you, have you ever reached out to the scientific community that is that is actually responsible for this model and tried to talk to somebody about your ideas?
Well, I would like to, but that's not like you're using this type of argument just to try to like.
No, I'm sincerely wondering. You are in the minority, and you're going to call and try to convince me that you're right. And what I'm saying is, I'm the wrong person to
I'm not trying to convince you.
Well, you are though.
I think that's disingenuous of you.
I don't want to convince you. Listen, I'm not trying to convince you of anything, because I know that's not going to happen. I'm just trying to throw the idea out there, because listen, if you could tell me this a few years ago, I would also look at you like you're crazy. But the thing is, you need to do the research yourself. And when you do the research, you'll find out that you cannot debunk the flat Earth. And when you go flat, you can't go back.
Have you talked to researchers in this area?
You're also assuming that we haven't done the research and done the reading. Like, you're assuming that because our position disagrees with yours, that we haven't done the research. And I would say that's a pretty bad assumption to move forward on.
Right. Okay. I mean, I could.
Whereas we're asking you, and you're making assumptions about our position, and what we're doing is we're asking you.
Yeah, I mean, this is geography. Yeah. This is cosmology. This is so many areas of science that somehow, like what Callie was saying, somehow the model works, even though you're saying it is completely wrong. I don't know what to say to you other than calling atheists to talk to them about your concepts of how the world, like Earth science.
Well,
I don't understand that.
I'm calling because, like I said before, I wasn't an atheist. I was even more of an atheist. I was an anti-theist of the Christopher Hitchens type of atheist, where I said, no, there is no God. And I loathed the existence of, I just absolutely never believed in a God until I came to this realization. So if something is going to prove to me that there is some type of or form of creator or intelligent designer, then that would have to be a really huge proof for me, because I was even more extreme than you guys.
What is intelligent about a flat planet?
Excuse me?
What's intelligent about flat planets?
No, the planets are not. I don't know what shape the planets are. They're circular. I don't know if they're a sphere. I don't know if they're even physical. They're probably just other stars. That's what I would say.
Wait, so that you're saying that you're not a flat earther?
No, I am a flat.
I think he's talking about other planets. We can't say the same about other planets, but we know.
So other planets fit the model of gravity, but not the Earth.
What?
I'm just not. I mean, this isn't even. This is absolutely out there.
If if the stars and the sun and the moon are orbiting over us and the Earth is flat, then it is absolutely 100% evidence that it is intelligently designed, because there's no way that you can say that all of this stuff, all of the things in the cosmos, they're all revolving all around us for us. And it's
Wait a minute. Even if everything revolved around us, how can you say it revolves for us?
Because the sun and the moon are orbiting over just the planet Earth, over just the Earth. Right, so it's for us. It's there.
Why do you think it's for us? Just because something is doesn't mean it's for me. If there's a rock sitting outside in the parking lot, is that rock for me because it's like in proximity because I see it or it's near me, or what makes you think it's for me?
That's a false analogy.
Why?
That's a great analogy. If
just because something is doesn't mean it's for somebody.
Like, we're gonna go out to eat for dinner after this, and if I didn't go out to eat for dinner, like, that food still exists. That food doesn't exist for me. It just exists and happens to benefit me if I make a certain set of decisions, like, or if a certain set of circumstances come together. Like that, yeah, that doesn't follow at all.
I mean, the sun gives all life on Earth. The moon is,
isn't that a happy coincidence?
Right, coincidence is a thing. Yeah.
Why do you think that's an intentional thing? Where's your evidence that that's intentional?
By definition, the stars, everything is revolving for us, and that the Earth is flat, and then that means that...
No, you don't get to just say that everything revolves for us. Like, where are you getting this?
Because it's revolving around us. What do you mean?
Even if you had a flat Earth that the stars all revolved around, where are you getting that that's an intentional thing for people?
Yeah, like, that's a leap, I think.
Like, the heck did you connect that?
Like, if you were to convince me of a flat Earth, that's still a huge leap to say that it all exists specifically for our benefit.
Well, I don't think it's really a wild assumption to think that if the sun and the moon and every single star in the sky is revolving around us, that you would just think that would have to be there.
Something has to be the center of the universe. Something has to be the center of the universe. Something has to be the center of the universe. Just because you are in it, if you were the center of the universe, it doesn't, I mean, I know that's a funny little human phrase that we use about I'm the center of the universe, but really, even if there's some point has to be the center of the universe, right? I mean, or could be the center of the universe. It doesn't mean that whatever is the center of the universe, that's what it's for. So even in the models that we have currently, let's say that we have a finite, boundaries around the universe. I don't know that this is accurate, but let's say that the models that we have now with a round Earth dictate that the center of the universe is elsewhere. Do you think that we think that means that the universe is for that point? That's ridiculous.
Well, you're just saying that the universe is just this giant, huge, near infinite thing, and then it doesn't matter,
What the heck does it matter what's in the middle or what's 1 inch from the left boundary? I mean, who cares? How is that relevant to anything?
Right. What I'm saying is that the Earth is everything. This is
Earth is not everything.
No, that is most certainly not true. The Earth is not everything.
You get to take this up at the blog. Take it up at the blog, Victor. Take it up at the blog. Go to the blog. Post your evidence or whatever it is you want to post, because this is really not.
But they didn't approve my comment. They didn't approve me on the site or something.
I approve any comment that appears to be a comment posted in good faith. I'm not the only moderator at the blog, but as long as something appears to be a legitimate response to the show and it's not like some kind of weird vile thing, which I don't think you would be posting, I would generally approve that. I can say that you can try again and see where that gets you, or maybe even use a different email address if you have it. I have no objection to you posting this at the blog. In fact, I think this is the venue for it, because then people can actually respond. But I really, when the answer is just because it's for us, because we're in the center, therefore it's for us, I don't even know what to do with that. We have other callers. I'm moving along. Thank you, Victor.